Uh,
Live.
Hi, how are you? And everything like that.
Come on in the room.
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 Jesus is my doctor.
Boom, boom.
He writes out all of my scriptures.
See?
He brings all of my medicine in the room.
Then they do with Jesus.
Children.
Cheering.
What you say, man? Jesus.
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 Cheering.
Cheering.
Somebody.
All of them.
Cheering after Jesus.
As you come in.
We want to direct your attentions to the Psalms.
The what?
Remember that dude about the Psalms?
Said that
Or the
too.
Christian Old Testament? That congressman or whatever he is.
Oh my God.
The
Yeah.
Psalm.
Say, tell me you don't know nothing about church without telling me nothing about church.
The Christian Old Testament is my favorite. I know there was another kind of Old Testament.
Well, the song, that's like 2 Corinthians. You can tell they hang out together. 2 Corinthians 4, 5, and 6.
So get in the comments. Let us know where you're from. We would appreciate it. Thank you for joining us this evening.
This evening,
Yes.
is that what we're doing on
My
today?
name is Cedric. This is Angela.
And I was just say Angela the same
And
thing.
we are Black Love United.
Let us know when you come in. Say hello. Tell a friend and tell a friend.
Right. My lovely wife. I love her so hard. She does not feel so well this evening. So I guess I'll be doing the lion's share of the talking.
The lion's
So
share.
that means that we won't be here for that long.
Why you so
I
ignorant?
said it don't do a lot of words.
You have a word limit, honey?
I don't know. Do I? I might.
I think you do sometimes.
So come on in the room.
I'm just trying to share it out for a moment.
Share it, honey. I'm trying to help you with your energy is low. So I guess I rise.
Rise your energy up there.
So I'll rise. My energy.
I thought you were gonna sing a song.
I don't know the other words to it. But how it go?
I don't know what song you're singing.
Rise again.
Oh, that's it. Rise again.
Ain't no something.
Power on earth can hold me.
Hold me down.
What are you singing?
You gotta do that so you can be deep. You can't do it regular. That's how people know you really saved for real.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh, he deep. He knows the Lord.
Is that what it is?
That ain't what you feel when somebody do that kind of stuff?
No.
What is your reaction when you see someone that does something like that that's so spiritual?
But listen, I think what people think make them look spiritual does not actually. It really does the opposite for me anyway.
Yeah, me too. I was just messing around.
I know. 'Cause I be thinking like, that's what y'all get from that. That make y'all look like y'all say.
Right.
But
anyway, I digress. We're gonna proceed with tonight's
actually, baby, give me. You gotta give them. I'm trying to get some. To get.
How long you gotta give them?
I didn't send it out previously.
Y'all late for class. I'd be ashamed. Somebody getting attention. Dog, stop. Get.
He loves you.
I don't like him. Let me get a restraining order.
On the dog?
Yes.
In your house?
You going to jail. Doggy jail.
What I didn't know they had a doggy jail, honey.
It's called a pound.
But the pound, you don't come back out.
You can. Somebody adopt him. You get 5 to 10.
You don't get rid of my dog, baby.
If you don't leave me alone. Anyways, y'all, we'll talk about love. I don't know what exactly about love. I'm just being led by the Spirit because God is love.
Well, I cannot with you tonight. What is love?
I don't know exactly. I mean, it can be defined
I mean, I know there's different types of love.
plethora of ways.
Plethora.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
What up, though?
he cannot say hello. He gotta say what up there every
I
time.
said hello already. When it
What?
first came on, I said,
What?
hello, how are you?
I cannot do it tonight.
What is love? What do you mean in what context? What is love?
I mean, I was looking. You know, they have like all the different types of love, agape, and so on. But
Yes.
people always say, you know, the biggest debate whether is there's a difference between love and being in love. I think you said you didn't think there was a difference.
Um, I did. I don't know.
I think that's
I
what you
think I would
said.
tend to say that there may be a difference. I would say in love is probably more of on the feeling side of the situation. Loving somebody is more of a choice, I guess. I think is what I would say, maybe.
That's different.
Yeah. Because if you're in love, people fall in and out of love all the time, right? So that would denote that it's more of a feeling. Like I feel good about you right now, and I don't feel good about you. So, because when you ask people about being in love, and what do they say? Oh, I feel warm inside. I feel tingly. I feel this. It's always about how they feel when they think of that person.
Are there levels to love?
I think so because you love somebody, especially people that have been married a long time. They've not been in love the whole time they've been married. They didn't feel warm and fuzzy inside about it, but they still married. So there's more of a choice, I would say. They still, well, not always, because you always have outliers, but for the most part, I would say.
I that conversation has always made me.
But
It's always been a very big debate because some people say that there's not a difference. Like I've heard people say, and I remember in the beginning you would say that I mean, I love you, so like I think when you talk about in love, there is a
certain connotation to it.
everybody doesn't feel like there's have to be a in love. People like say I fall out of love with you,
Right. But
but
you said that.
right. But I'm saying, but I've always felt there was a difference between the two. I think you didn't really necessarily see that there was a difference between the
I
two.
think so. Because if you say you felt out of love with somebody, but you can still love them, right? But you're not in love with that person. I hear people say that all the time. So if that's your stance, then there has to be a difference between the two. Because if it was the same once you fell out of love, then you no longer love that person, right?
Right, right.
Just by definition. Not to be too technical, but I'm just saying. Because that's the first thing most people say is, "Oh, I fell in love, I fell out of love." You better fall back in.
Well, that's what God told me.
I remember you said that, and I'm glad because I didn't want to have to stalk you,
Well, hush. That ain't even
picking in the bush. I see you. What you doing? Who that is?
really said it. That's what you're doing.
You better be over here at Bible study.
Anyway, so I'm gonna see if Google has a definition. Or let me look.
Oh yeah, ask
Um,
AI. It's always interesting to see what they spit out between. Let's see
well,
what it says. Survey says yes, there is a difference.
so the question was: is there a difference between loving someone and being in love? So
Definition: loving someone is a choice and commitment.
you said that, didn't you?
Steady, nurturing, built on care, respect, long term affection. It can grow from friendship, family connection, or years of partnership. Or does the other one go up?
Oh, so I'm gonna copy
You don't copy and paste it.
into the chat.
That's what I said. Look at the AI backing me up. I'm AI.
Your AI.
I'm CI.
All right, so being in love.
Definition of being in love is the emotional and romantic stage, is what I said, of love. It's marked by passion, desire, and emotional attachment. often starts with attraction and excitement, the butterflies and longing to be close to that individual. See?
So, but I've heard somebody say, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. So that
Correct.
means is
So that means it's not the what the our elders would consider the puppy dog stage.
hey, Lashana, where's she? Okay, Lashana said, what now? I'm here. Hey. So, Lashana, the question was, is there a difference between loving someone and being in love? So,
There's a I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, we just put it in Chat GPT to see what they said.
Just say AI.
AI, somebody.
They're not paying enough.
Oh yeah, they're not paying. Okay, go ahead.
There's a song that says, after the love is gone,
Oh,
what used to be right is wrong.
mm.
So at that point, they weren't talking about loving someone, they were talking about being in love. So after that's gone, what are you going to do? That's where go back to the top where it says commitment and it's a choice.
Mm.
See what I'm saying?
So, do you want someone to be in love with you?
No, in love is nice, but I'd rather someone love me because that's a choice. Once they don't feel in love with me anymore, then what? A lot of people jump ship when that happens because I don't feel the butterflies anymore. You better go buy some of them things. Like you don't feel it.
This is
Yeah. Shauna, weigh in the comments on what you think about this situation.
well, you know that well, I'm just thinking out loud because I've heard people say it different. I think you and I, it's been years ago we had this conversation, but
Warm.
yeah.
How?
But being in love, I don't know. Do you is there a difference between someone between loving someone and being in love? And the internet says yes, but then I asked Cedric which one would he prefer. And he said he would want somebody to love him
Correct.
because loving someone is a choice and commitment.
Right.
So being in love is simply a feeling.
Read the definition. Definition is right there. Being in love. Being in love is emotional and romantic stage of love. It's marked by passion, desire, and an emotional attachment. So what happens when your emotion changes? You're no longer in love, and then what? Our relationship is over?
So you can love someone and be in love with them.
You can. Or you can love someone and not be in love with them. Because love is a choice. That's why the key word of loving someone is commitment. Choice, commitment. Being in love, the key word is emotional.
Oh, okay. I understand, girl. You're working. So, oh, this is. I wish I would have pondered these two earlier.
Why? I thought you
What's wrong with your throat?
that fake sugar bottom of my throat.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you ponder all things love throughout the day.
Absolutely not.
What? I
He
would
told me he
never know.
thought I pondered all things love throughout the day. That's a bit much. Well, I don't know, guys. I'm just trying to figure out. Um, I don't know.
I don't know. It seems pretty clear and concise to me. But hey, that's just me.
Well,
And you said that my position was different. I don't remember.
well, you didn't know that if you thought that there were two different kinds,
Two different kinds of what?
like loving and being in love.
Yeah. Well, I've come to that conclusion at this point.
Why you say you can't comment from YouTube, Lashana?
Is that what she is?
Well, she was saying she said she I guess she couldn't,
She did
but
on him.
yeah, no, but she went to Facebook
Well,
anyway. So we were just as he told y'all, I'm not 100% tonight. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I would want someone to love me, yes,
hmm
because it's a commitment and a choice. However, I would want them to be in love with me as well.
well, I'm not saying that's not what you want. I'm saying that those two things can exist separately. Is what I'm saying. You can be in love and love someone, and you can love someone and not be in love with them. Being in love is not a requirement of loving someone. That's my simple argument.
But when you're in love with someone, my thoughts, there are certain things that you do and how you make them feel. Um, I think it will make you go the extra mile. It'll make you make them. They'll feel that you love them because you.
And that may be true in the moment, but what happens when that feeling is gone? So then you don't make them feel like you love them anymore. That's the point I'm saying. Well, so when you're not in love, then what? Because the main thing you said is feel.
Right, but so okay, when you're dating somebody, right?
hmm
Like if a girl go home tell her parents or her friend, he makes me feel like this, or
hmm
guys tell their homeboys like, man, she make me feel good, or she's whatever. Part of that dating stage is how you feel.
Right. But that's not long term. It's not sustainable long term, in my opinion. Because, like I said, anybody that's been married for any length of time, there's going to be a period where you're not in love with that person. The first 6 months, the first year, two, maybe even 3 years, you may be in love. But what about year 5, 7, 8, 10? Then what? So you only treat that person good when you have the feeling of being in love, or go the extra mile when you're in love? No, I'm gonna take care of you because I love you, not because I'm in love. There's many times that I did stuff for you and I didn't even like you.
Wait, back up. You didn't like me?
No, at all.
Why you didn't like me?
Because we weren't getting along. We weren't vibing. You was zigging, I was zagging. You
That's
know what I mean? But I still took care of you and did what I had to do for you.
but
So that was a choice. I
but if you do stuff for me
mhm.
because I don't know what would be obligation at that point.
No, because I love you. It's a commitment. I don't have to like you to love you. Just like your kids, you don't always like them, but you still love them. And they doing ignorant things, you still love them, but you don't like them at that moment. And you don't like things they're doing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference? You have a friend. Do you like everything your friend does?
No.
Right, but y'all still friends though, right?
Right.
Why?
Mhm.
Because you love them. That's why. That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying. So if you ask me, would I rather have love or in love? I'm gonna have love. That in love jump is fleeting.
That's true.
So miss me with that. I love me. That means that you're gonna be there for me when I need you, not just if you don't feel away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I just part of of part of, and it could just be just a dating stage, but I think that you want the person to feel like,
But you keep saying wanting. I'm not talking about that. Of course, you want the person to be in love with you. Who wouldn't want that? But the point is, if and when you're not, I need to know that you're still going to be doing what you need to do. That's the point for the longevity of a relationship. Now, if you're just talking about dating, then in love is better, obviously. Because when I see you, I want to feel butterflies. I want you to see butterflies when you see me and all that stuff, and feel warm inside and all that good stuff. But after being together 20 years, that ain't about nothing.
what you mean it's not about nothing.
Because there are gonna be times when things are happening and you're not going to feel warm inside when I see you. Or when I wake up beside you and you got crust in your eye and your breath thing. Oh, I feel so warm inside. No, I don't. Go brush your mouth and clean your face. Get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes,
so
but to be clear, you're not saying that you can't be in love after 20
no,
years.
no, not at all. I'm just saying you asked me which one I preferred. That was the question. Not you didn't say if I could have both, which you said either or, A or B, not A and B. Of course, like I said, everybody want the person that they're with to be in love with them. But this is not a fairy tale. That's not always going to be the case.
Right.
You would hope that that would be the case the majority of the time, but that's not reality.
Very true.
You got to go to work. Your boss getting on your nerves. You got kids. They acting up. All that stuff also get in the way of being in love. Like I ain't got time to be in love with you. Children acting up. my job suck.
I
My
don't know.
knees hurt. My neck hurt.
Listen, I agree with all of it except for that one.
I'm saying,
I don't
but
think that
there
I
were
don't think
times
your
when
circumstances make you not be in love, Cedric.
it does. It can. There were times when you had things going on, and it's not that you weren't in love with me, but you weren't like treating me like you was whatever because you were going through something, and it's understandable.
Right, but the thing about it is still in love with you. Just that
No, but if you're not treating me like you're in love, what difference does it make? You know what I mean? Like you might still be in love with me, but you got issues that you ain't studying that being in love with me stuff. Correct? You got a migraine, you had a rough day at work, churn acting up, and I come home, you're not gonna be so in love with me at that point in time. It's not gonna happen. No, it's not. And you can't lie and say it is because I seen you in action and it wasn't.
don't do that. Don't do that.
So don't you get it brand new now? The children gonna be like, oh yeah, every day I love you. No. And sometimes outside stimuli contributes to that, and understandably so. Because if you in personal pain, you ain't gonna be trying to be I'm in love with you. No, I'm hurting.
I'm gonna put the definition back up of what we got for loving someone, and loving someone is a choice and commitment.
Mm-hmm.
It's steady, nurturing, and built on care, respect, and long-term affection.
Long term.
Long-term affection. Okay.
Now what's the other one?
All right. Being in love definition is being in love is the emotional and romantic stage of love. It is marked by passion, desire, and deep emotional attachment. Mm,
And just like you attach to something, you can what?
detach.
There you go. So which one would you rather?
Oh, both of them.
You might not be able to get that if I'm telling you which one.
Well,
So you can't get a straight answer out of you.
I know, right? I'm a politician.
Mm.
So we were talking about, and I'm sorry. The question is there a difference between loving someone and being in love? And we looked up, and so there is a difference. And the question on the table for anyone that wants to join. I know we didn't put the topic out early. I'm a little under the weather, so we won't be on here long tonight. But would you rather someone um, love you, which is a commitment and a choice, or would you want someone to be in love with you, which is more of a feeling? And it seems as if that this possible one can fade. I said both. He is saying that what
Not the
could have.
question.
I know. I'm a politician in that.
But the thing is, you asked the question. How you gonna ask the question and not answer it? That's raggedy.
It wasn't A or B.
You asked me that. You said which one would you rather have? That was your exact question.
So why didn't you say C?
Because the answer is A or B. And
Anyway,
I choose A.
well,
Love.
would that be because that's a man? Because men are not more emotionally
That's
driven.
possible. And men are more into rational thought as well.
That's what you're gonna do tonight. That's what you're gonna do. Is that what we're doing?
But it's possible, yes. Emotion is your friend. That's why you want both of them, all both of them.
Well, I do know that women are emotional beings,
Hmm.
and we need to feel loved and wanted and
You don't think men need
desired,
to feel love, wanted?
not at the same level as women.
I would disagree with that.
So, actually, I just saw. I'm sorry, I hate the table. That I just saw. So, tell me why you disagree. 'Cause I just saw somebody say.
I think men need it just as much, but I don't think we let it affect how we act in the relationship as much.
Lashana says, "Yep, yep." What, Lashana?
Because what happens is men will pack that away to the back, but what happens is it comes out at some point out of nowhere. You're like, what's wrong with you? You're going off for nothing. But it's something that's been building up over time because he hasn't been feeling needed and wanted. But women lead with that.
So,
So it doesn't mean you need it more. That just affects the way you navigate through the relationship more than men because they can, okay, I'm not getting it, but I'm gonna go head on for right now. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it comes out later, seemingly out of nowhere, if that makes sense.
yes.
Yeah. So it's not a matter of who more, it's just it affects you in the relationship more as far as the way you react. So if you're not getting it, you're gonna show you're behind basically.
We were just talking about. I said, I think women need it.
You said women need.
Women need it more.
Right.
And he was saying not so much. He was saying not so much. It's just that men will pack it in the back
Right.
and they'll keep
They'll
going basically.
compartmentalize. There you go.
I had to go. That's fine. But okay, so here's one thing I do notice that
Mhm.
men don't express themselves the way women do.
Correct.
If you are feeling like your wife is not showing you love or lacking, she may not be sexually active with you. She may just not making you feel
Right.
what you need.
Hmm.
If you have a woman that's talking to you crazy or belittling you or just doing stuff that's not um, building for the relationship, right?
Hmm.
I noticed that women say, "Well, he don't say anything," or "He don't mind." But I think that what is happening is what women, and I'm asking you to speak to this directly to women
Hmm.
because I think this is what they're missing a lot. Because he doesn't say,
Right. Doesn't mean he agrees with it or
well, but I'm saying,
that doesn't
but
mind.
that he's because what I've seen men do is more of a passive aggressive, I guess, type stance.
Well, it could be a few things. Number one, he could have been saying something and you just missed it because he doesn't express himself in the way that you do. So you may have missed those things. That's number one,
Uh huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, he could not be saying something because if he says something and you may not be in a place to handle it, it's an argument. And then you act worse than you already are acting, you know what I mean, or not give him some or whatever the case may be. That's two. And number three, men are not taught, and it's not as acceptable for a man to talk about his feelings and all that all the time. You're a man, you just deal with it. It's how most men are taught. Women, on the other hand, are always uh, expected to express their feelings. Like, how do you feel about this? How's it going with that? Like, that is more nurtured and brought out of them. So, those are just three possible things that could be going on in that situation, but they all have a similar effect, look similar ways.
Love thinks before acting and speaking to him when angry. Ain't nobody no mind reader tell me. Well, here's the thing, LaShawn, what I was trying to get set to speak direct because I have a lot of women that I talk to
Hmm.
and they no matter what the age bracket is, I hear them say, well, you don't have an issue with it. What it's fine in our house.
Hmm.
He basically they're saying that it's fine because he's not.
He hasn't said anything.
Well, he may have said something, but he just like he know that's me or he whatever. But
So, but I'm
what
saying, then how do you know it's fine then if he said something?
I'm saying the issue is
I'm
that,
asking you a question.
well, I'm saying they because they allow them to continue to do it, and
Right.
now,
But again, they're excusing their own behavior because they don't want to change.
right.
So if I say something to you about it and you say, well, he's fine with it. Why he's fine? Well, he said something about it, but he okay.
But what I was trying to get at is that I found that the husbands have been passive aggressive, which is not good. But it's what that I found a lot of men do. They may have said something. Sometimes they say it in joking, because, like you said, they're not taught to express their emotions. So they'll say it in joking. They'll
I'm
slide
saying,
in
why do you
there.
why do you say passive aggressive? You heard this from the men or from the women?
I hear what they say the men say to them, but then I see what the men do. So passive aggressive may be like, whatever, just let it go after they said something, maybe for 4 years or whatever.
So if I say something to you and you keep doing it, then what do I do? I punish you. You're not a child.
Not punish you, but you don't just say, well, I'm not gonna say anything anymore because she's gonna be mad or she's gonna
No,
whatever.
I'm saying that again. How is that passive aggressive though? If
Well,
I say something to you and you keep doing what you want to do, and I say something to you again, and then you make a whole kerfluffle about the situation, why would I keep bringing it up if you're gonna do what you want to do anyway?
well, here's the thing. If we're talking about head of household,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a problem I have with a lot of men, and this is just my view. I ain't got nobody husband to talk about. I ain't talking about mine. I'm talking about what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Is they may say, "Hey, I don't think we should do X, Y, Z," or "Hey, I don't like X, Y, Z," or "Hey, we should do whatever," and then she'll say, "I want to do this anyway," right?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. He may say something, and then after a while, he was like, "Well, she gonna fuss, so I don't say anything." So then he goes and he's not necessarily doing what she wants. They, it's kind of like they're doing what she want to do,
Right.
but then he's not really doing it. He don't show up or show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he passive aggressive mean that I'm here, but I'm not here. I am, because if it's something that you say, I don't think we should go do X, Y, Z, right? There's some things that you'll like, if it's not a time and the moment to address it, you may not bring it back, and you'll may bring it back later on. But you're not. You have your way of letting me know you ain't studying me.
Yeah, but I don't know if I consider that passive aggressive though, because if we talked about it multiple times and you still gonna do what you want to do, how do you expect me then to show up for that or think I'm gonna participate in that? That's
Again,
brainless.
but
So that's
yeah,
not passive aggressive. If I told you I don't think we should do that on more than one occasion, and you're gonna do it anyway, how then do you think I'm gonna come participate in that?
but that's what I mean,
That's crazy.
because then you'll be like
But I'm
you.
saying, what's the recourse though? You can't punish them; they're not a child.
But
So what are you
so
gonna do?
I know people that have been married for years and they're doing something that they hate or can't stand because they don't want to hear. If you, so what do you call it if you give in just because she gonna fuss about it?
Well, I don't know about that because I've given in some things I didn't want to do that you want to do.
But that's not on a regular basis though. That's not something like what I'm just discarding feelings. I'm talking about, like, I mean, I've done stuff I don't want to do. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, but you don't no longer say anything to me, or we don't have a conversation about stuff because I just don't hear her fuss, so I ain't gonna say nothing else.
Yeah, we had some of those. Not necessarily fuss though. It's just I didn't want to have any more conversations about it, and it's something you wanted to do, and I didn't necessarily think that it was something whatever, but it wasn't like it was going to be end of the world, tragic or nothing like that.
So
That makes sense. Like you
okay,
got to pick your battles.
well, yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm saying there's levels, right? I'm not talking about just like if you want to go to the store and, like, it's some people that they make like, um just say if you a person that like to watch football on a certain day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, well, I want to go to shopping on this day because it's a sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, well, I want to watch football, and I'm like, well, you can watch that later, or you could DVR or whatever. You may go one day to help if there was something that to help, but you're not going to be like, well, if you're forced to do that every time,
Well, yeah, every time is different.
That's what I'm talking about
Yeah.
though. I'm talking about when now you can't do what you like because you have to capitulate to what she wants.
Right.
That to me is passive aggressive. You're going, but you're going to be a butthead while you're there because you.
In that case, yes, I can see that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't have I can't say exactly example without telling somebody business per
Right.
se, but that's what I'm talking about. Not to say that you're not doing things for compromise. There's a difference in compromise,
Right.
but I'm saying
No, I feel you.
so.
So I'm saying, well, I mean, even that situation, I don't know. Everybody's different. So I'm just trying to figure out like what is the way to deal with that.
I still think okay. So if a woman has an issue, she gonna keep bringing it back up,
Of course.
and we gonna talk about it. And even if we don't come to an agreement, at another time it's gonna come back up. Even if we skip to this next time, the time after that we're gonna talk about
But
it.
even if you do what she want to do and she don't feel like you had the right attitude, it's gonna come back up again.
But here's the thing. So then, if you do something to appease her, let's just say that right,
Yeah.
and you do it year after year after year, then now what you want to do, you no longer can do what you enjoy because you're doing it to appease her. And then what you always say is resentment sets
Of
in.
course.
So I'm saying you can't get tired of. It doesn't mean we're not going to compromise,
Well,
but
no,
then
you
it, but
get
it,
that arguing for sure. But
but
I'm just trying to figure out. I hear what you're saying. I'm just trying to think in my mind what the solution to that is. Like I guess you just gotta put your foot down. I don't know.
I'm saying have a conversation. Listen, honey, I know that you like this. I like this, but I don't want to not do what I like just because it's
Right.
what you like, because that means that only one of us is being fulfilled. You
Right.
say happy wife, happy life is wrong. It's happy house, happy spouse. That means both of us got things that we need. And my needs can't be pushed aside
Right. I
because
feel
you
what
fuss more or you whine more or you complain more
right.
or you nag more.
Or you withhold the stuff.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Not that you're gonna be like, I'm gonna do it anyway, not that, but you still have to say, listen, I got stuff I want to do, and if I'm only doing your stuff, then you expect me to show up, be happy, skip along, and then you wonder what's wrong. That's what's wrong
Right.
because you don't care about what I want as well. So I'm saying it's a conversation, not out of frustration, not out of anger, but a conversation about.
It has to be out of frustration, huh? Unfortunately, if you've
But
been that
but
long.
that's why I'm saying you
Yeah.
have to deal with stuff instead of I know people been married for years longer than us, and now they just don't say anything about what they want
Right.
because at this point they're gonna be like we had somebody else say, "Well, he been doing this long." Now they feel like, "Well, you done sacrifice what you want this long. Why would you fuss now?"
But that in of itself makes no sense.
But none of it makes sense because I'm not gonna
That's so
just.
delusional, right?
But I'm not gonna not. If I have something to say that I like, and you got something like opposite, I would express what I like. And then even if we do what you like, I'm like, baby, well, can we rotate? Or you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta have a conversation. And then, you know what I mean, going back to God, hey God, how do I talk to Cedric about this?
Well, that's the main thing because a lot of people are not confrontational. So that having that conversation would be very tough for them, especially when what you're saying is being twisted and they're over talking and all that kind of stuff.
But what is confrontational? Does that mean I don't that's not talking confrontational? When I hear confrontation, I
Anytime
think
you
of,
have a disagreement with somebody is a confrontation.
but I'm saying to bring to you my concerns does not have to be a confrontation, right?
It doesn't have to be, but it is a lot of time because that's the way of the woman manipulating the man.
Wait a minute now.
Yeah. I mean, men do it too in some circumstances,
I was like, you can't just be
but
one sided.
the majority of the time, no, I'm not do that. I'm saying, but majority of the time is women because you would admit that they're more of the fussers and the arguers as far as that goes. On
The
that
auger.
arguers, the arguing.
It used to be. I've seen a lot of messy, fussy men lately.
That's possible, but I'm just saying. Either way, that's the mechanism they use to squash the situation to keep getting what they want. You know what I mean? Or it could be some other things too, like find something small to get mad at when when you're doing something the other person want to do, so you can keep doing what you want to do. I ain't like the way you open that car though. You don't want me to be with you?
Mm. Well, each person, each person in the relationship is important.
Correct.
What they need is important. What they want is important. It doesn't mean that everybody's gonna get. Marriage is about compromise.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I was saying was that we both have to have a conversation about, and we can't be said so much so that we don't want confrontation, that we become um a mute almost, and then we get angry, and then there's hostility, and then the person is being really snappy at you. Like we have a lot of women that talk to me like, oh, well, he act funny, or oh, he always angry. But he's angry because just like the person I saw the other night. Remember I said he probably feels like this. She's like, oh yeah, he did say that.
Right.
Well,
So he said it. You weren't listening.
well, but they don't correlate this to that.
Right.
Like this behavior is why he's acting the way he is.
Right.
Your dismissiveness of his feelings is why it is, or vice versa. Because men do that. Men can dismiss
Of course.
feelings because like, oh, just like you'll say, oh, you always this, or you always that. Like, men can tend to, like women say, they say, I feel so way. Well, you always got some feelings. You always, and women are emotional, but it doesn't mean that I can't come bring them to you, whether you agree with them or not. You know,
Yeah,
you
that's
should
true.
bring
I
them.
agree, but at the same time, you can't be the boy that cried wolf either.
What do you mean?
You have to be strategic about the things that you bring to your partner, how, when, where, why. Because you don't want to be the person that seem like you always got something going on. You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes that comes across when things don't get resolved.
Possible, yeah.
Like if I bring an issue to you and then there's no resolution, then I bring something else. Cause then that by itself will start to bring then you like, well, you always don't dismiss me. You always don't pay attention. It's something like if you ever had well, for me, I'm gonna use me because I can't speak for you, but when somebody hurt me,
Mm-hmm.
it depending on where I am and how they hurt me, it can tend to go down a spiral, and I start thinking about all the things that people have done to me, and it's not just about them anymore. Now I feel a way about some of everything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so if we're not careful, we'll let things spiral.
Right.
So I say that if you have something to talk to your spouse about, talk to them about it. I reason I brought about women because I just find that the women I have talked to lately are very, very dismissive of their husband's needs.
Right.
And men do it too. This is not about, I'm just
Well,
saying,
this is the thing. If both parties cater to the other person's need, and everybody's good.
right, but that's not what society teaches.
I don't
That's
care what society teaches.
but that's where they're getting their food from. The church is not teaching different.
That's possible, yeah.
Not possible. We watch and see and been in conferences or seen conferences, and that's not what they're teaching. They're not
They
teaching.
don't teach that at Bedside Baptist.
I don't know if it's like that, but they're teaching. You know, it's about me. Like I told you that street interview that boy did that said, if a man tell you he the prize, would you talk to him? And they were like, no. But then when they said, why? And they all said, because I'm the prize. And then he said, well, why are you the prize? Do you know not one of them had an answer?
Crickets.
Actually, one girl said because she had her hot pocket. And I was like, girl, everybody got one. You could go get one on every
Probably
corner.
better than yours. With that world, with that balls. And wow.
So,
All right. Anyway, and then what I would say to that as well is um I saw one of those interviews too, and the young lady was saying that she was married, but she cooks for her kids and not her husband, and that he pays all the bills. And if he's ever short, that she's not helping him or contributing to him at any point in time. And that's his responsibility to pay the bills, but it's not her responsibility to feed him. Make that make sense. She's cooking for the kids, but not him. That's diabolical. I thought that was interesting.
That's nuts.
So you cooking anyway, but you're not cooking any food. The one that pay all the bills. Okay then.
Wow, that's never my story. So
Correct. Anyway, that's love in a nutshell. Tell us what you think down in the comments. Loving someone or being in love with someone. Are they the same thing or are they different?
which one would you rather have?
Which one would you rather? If you had to pick one, not both of them, like this young lady here, and continue that conversation in the comments. And then you want to inbox us or whatever it's called, DMs, PMs, RM, CM, somebody. We get ready to get off here so my lovely wife can get some medicine and lay down. She's Tyree.
I'm a little under the weather, y'all.
Right. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us for a little bit and for engaging us this evening. Put what do you say? Put in there replay if you watched it not live. Share it with your friends and someone who you think could enjoy this or add to the conversation.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page, TikTok, and everything else that we got. Just be engaged. I'm sorry, I'm struggling in my spirit, but
That's
I'm
all
here.
good. And feel free to inbox us topics or show things that you may be interested in hearing about. And we'll go from there. See, Paul says, give me love. I choose loving. What? What? Is that
Hey,
both of them?
yeah, he's saying he's choosing love, and like you. So you with Cedric.
Right. They in love, Joe. You can have that.
Paul, I want all both of them, but he told me I can't choose both of them.
And she ain't picked one yet. And she asked the question. That's something. The joker that asked the question can't answer.
I did answer the question.
No, you didn't. That's not answer. The answer is one or the other, not both.
And that's not
there's
that,
no
that
yes.
I didn't
A or
pose.
B,
I didn't pose a
not
question
C.
with A or B. I
It
said
is. When you say which one would you choose, both is not one. That's considered two. I know they didn't count that good at Edgewater, but yeah, that's more than one. See, one, two, one, two.
Don't do that, Bob.
Yeah.
Say, you'll carry me upstairs.
Being in love is beautiful. Yes, it is.
Yes, being in love is beautiful. He's saying,
Give me love.
look, Paul said, watch your mouth. But they're saying that, real quick, I'm gonna put up the definition. So, loving someone is a choice and a commitment, is steady, nurturing, built on care, respect, and long-term affection. Being in love is the emotional and romantic stage of love. It is marked by passion, desire, and deep emotional attachment.
There you go.
I said both,
Which is not an answer to the
but
question.
but I guess if I had to choose, I would want steady love. You know, it's my favorite.
If you had to choose,
if I had,
yes.
but you can have both.
You can have both, but that wasn't the question. And you asked the question, and she wouldn't answer. So you would choose which one? Which one? Love or in love? Oh, John, get me sick. You wrong, dog.
I asked you to carry me upstairs. You said no.
No, I didn't say no. I said no comment.
Can you carry me upstairs?
You close your eyes, I'll get you up there.
Listen. That's why I just said steady love. That's my jam there.
All right.
Oh my God, I can't even joke with y'all tonight.
All right, my peoples. We out of here. Y'all be blessed. Hey.
Y'all better have y'all some steady love.
Steady love. Master button.